Hey there, purpose pursuer. Trasetta Alexander here, faith-based business and productivity coach. And today I'm going to be sharing a little bit of my personal story. And the topic of today's video is how breast cancer saved my life. I know you're probably like, wait, what? How in the world could being diagnosed with breast cancer save someone's life? Well, I'm going to share with you my journey of being diagnosed with breast cancer and how it saved my life. Okay, so breast cancer didn't really save my life, but what it did was I realized once I was diagnosed is that I had been alive, but I wasn't living. You see, I had been sleepwalking through life. Life was good. I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad either. I had a loving husband, or I still have him. I have a loving husband, a beautiful daughter who loves and appreciates me, who is successful in her own right. I have loving parents and a brother and a bonus sister with nieces and nephews, and life was good. I had a great job. My career was going okay, and I was in school. I was getting ready to graduate with my bachelor's degree finally as a non-traditional student with honors, I might add. So life was good. I had big plans for the future. 2 weeks after walking across that stage, getting my degree, and it being one of the most exciting times of my life, I got the phone call no one wants to get with the results of my biopsy, telling me that they had found cancer cells in the biopsy. My mind went reeling all over the place. Now, I must say this, they did catch it really early, so my prognosis was great. My life wasn't necessarily in danger because I was technically at what they would call like stage 0. So there was no actual tumor, there were just cells. They hadn't come together to form a tumor. So I had two options. I could either have a lumpectomy where they just kind of go in and remove the area that was impacted by the cancer cells, or I could have a mastectomy. And one thing with the lumpectomy, if I did that, I had to do 6 weeks of daily radiation. And I was like, I am not about that life. So I decided to just go ahead and have a bilateral mastectomy and take it and do both breasts at the same time. Back to why I say breast cancer saved my life. Like I said, I had been just sleepwalking through life. I was doing okay, but I wasn't doing what I felt called to do. Like I wasn't walking in my purpose. I knew that I was called for more, but I was just kind of satisfied with the status quo. I was satisfied with the mediocrity. I was satisfied with where I was. Even though I wasn't totally comfortable where I was satisfied. I was like, I felt like life was okay. Life was good. So, you know, did I really need to push forward into something more? What happened is being faced with my own potential mortality woke me up. It rattled my cage to its core. And I realized that life is short and I did not want to live my life just surviving. I not only wanted to survive, I wanted to thrive. I wanted to be fulfilled in what I was doing in my life. I wanted all the abundance that Christ came that I might have. And so, in order for me to do that, I realized I had to make some serious changes. And so, this spirit of boldness came on me like never before. And I decided that now was the time for me to step into the thing God was calling me to do. And so at the time, I had my furniture refinishing business, and I knew that I was being called to more. And of course, I had to deal with my health first. So I took the time to have the surgery and recover. I had a few complications. So I actually ended up having a total of 4 surgeries in a matter of 15 months. But when I was fully healed, when I was fully able to move forward in what I felt God was calling me to do, I didn't quite know what exactly what it looked like, but I knew that it was more than what I was doing. He did not call me to refinish furniture for the rest of my life, or even to work for someone else. I felt led of the Lord. I felt called to impact women, to empower women to wake up to their own purpose, to wake up to their potential, to wake up to the thing that God is calling them to do. Because you see, I had the desire for about 15 to 20 years before I ever decided to start moving forward in what I was called to do. I knew from my early 20s that I was called to empower people. One of the things that I had done all my life, even in high school, was to encourage, empower, and uplift others. I was always the encourager. I was the secret keeper. Whenever anyone had anything going on, they came to me to um, share whatever their burden was, share whatever was going on, and I would be the one to help to pull them up and encourage them so that they can keep on going. I've even had strangers walk up to me and share with me that they were battling cancer long before my own cancer journey, where I just encouraged them and prayed for them or whatever the case may be. And so I wanted to do that for you. And that's why I'm sharing my story with you today, because I want you to wake up to your purpose. I want you to wake up to your potential. It's time for you to take that purpose off the shelf, dust it on off, and start doing what God is calling you to do. I know it can be a little bit scary. I know that you don't have it all figured out because God never gives you the whole picture up front. I get it. But if I can be brave and courageous and step out on faith into what God called me to do, then I know you can do the same as well. But I don't want you to have to wait for some tragic situation to come in your life for you to wake up to the potential, to wake up to the joy, to wake up to the fulfillment, to wake up to the calling that God has for your life. I let my wake up call be your wake up call. I encourage you today to make a decision, because that's all it takes is making a decision. Make the decision that no matter what, no matter how scary or exciting it may be, that you are going to move forward in what God is calling you to do so that you can grab hold of all the abundance, all the joy, all the peace, all the fulfillment, and all the prosperity that God has for you. Well, I think I've ranted on enough about my story. And I only share my story or my testimony so that it can be an encouragement to you, so that you can be motivated to move forward in your own. I hope that this message has been a blessing to you. And I always want you to remember that you got this. And not only that, God has you. I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you next time.